new system has recently surfaced on the weather models. Today we will be talking about a new system that could occur and could affect for the east of the United States. We will also make a debate on the two weather models that could predict for an upcoming snowstorm that could yet again hit for the east, or the eastern seaboard as we call it. We will also get into more details as the video continues. And without further, let's get started. And what is up, folks? This is Mr. Weather Forecast here with your fourth episode of Blizzard Edition. As you'll see, folks, I am so glad to make the fourth episode. It's been 3 episodes in a row, and just recently I had a lot of snow, which I did take a few pictures, which today we will show a picture of the day in just a moment. But other than that, folks, I've also scheduled a few ideas on doing the few ring camera compilations of the snow falling, which will be a little reduced back, a little pushed backwards, so I can finish off the video and can also get all the recounts of the camera video. So anyways, folks, without further ado, let's get started. So today we're going to be looking at this model, the GFS model. Now today we are getting a little bit concerned, but mostly just the snow that is just passed on. But anyways, let's get started. So here we are looking at this model. As you can see, I am using this model, which is the European model. Now the European model is showing a few things. There is a pressure change, a lower pressure coming up in the northern of Canada. But here's the thing though. In a few couple of days, there is this low pressure that is going down from Canada all the way into the north central. As the day progresses, there is a high pressure from the west pushing this low pressure into the east, and another one up in the north. As the other day progresses, this pressure will start to lower down up here into the northeast, and another day has gone by as another pressure from the north, mostly in the Great Lakes and into the Canadian areas. We can see that the low pressure is going to go all the way down into the upper Midwest, or better yet, into the eastern seaboard, where there could be causing a low pressure system, which could have a possibility to have some snow. Now this is where we go for the debates, because we will be showing two models, the GFS and the European model. Now what is the difference between the GFS and the European model? The GFS is what shows the global activity of the whole system, showing mostly the snow, the rain, mostly will show the pressure, and mostly everything else. Meanwhile, the European model is a little more different, as it shows a little difference and shift and changes and other snow or like rain, such as like a storm. If we do calculate them together, we can see a difference and a possibility, which we will go on immediately. So anyways, moving on to the first model, we will be talking about the GFS model. Now, currently I set it up for January 31st, but we will go into the beginning on January 27th. 7 p.m., currently 8 p.m. here in Eastern, but in the Central, folks, are at 7 p.m. So here's what we're looking at. On the GFS model, as the model that we showed on the previous one, on the European for the pressure, you can see as we go further, there is this low pressure or high pressure as it's called. This high pressure or low pressure will come down here. As it progresses the day, there is going to be another high pressure coming into the west and eventually pushing this snowstorm into the east. But here's another view up here. Since this low pressure coming from the north of Canada goes down here, another pressure can be coming from down here into the southeast, where it's producing some small amounts of snow hitting for the southern or like eastern parts of South Carolina and North Carolina. As the day progresses on February 1st, which will be the final of January, you can see the snow is going to the east, but somehow this low pressure from the south is pushing it away all the way into the northeast and eventually reaching the Canadian parts. But this is where this gets a little more tricky. As we move on, we will show the European model as a debate. Here's the European model. The European model is set on January 29th, which we will reduce back to January 27th. And it will be set at 7 p.m. Again, 8 p.m. on Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Anyways, let's move this forward. So, as the day progresses, nothing changes other than just the occasional rain and snow going on in the northwest. As the time progresses, the low pressure system that's coming down here in the south will go up here. And in just a few moments, by January 30th, there should be some snow, expecting some here in the east. Mostly would be hitting for the eastern Kentucky, and also for the western parts of Virginia and the southern parts of West Virginia. As we move on, this snow will start to accumulate a little bit, and eventually it will start to increase by the time passes. As we go move further, a low pressure system could be going on in the south. As you can see, we must go forward, and this pressure could be moving all the way upwards. This looks like to be a change, but it is also confusing at the same time. We don't know exactly what's really going to happen, as this video will continue more explanation. But as you can see, this low pressure system that's coming up in the south is just too confusing to see if this snowstorm could eventually reach into the Virginians and in the North and South Carolinas. As we move on, you can see that this is a little bit of a niche case for anyone else to know, as we will show a further. This low pressure is mostly just like a cyclone bomb, which if you guys don't know what a cyclone bomb is mostly related to, it's like related to like a snow and rain at the same time, but a low pressure system is accompanied by it. As we can see here, this is a one perfect example for a cyclone bomb to activate on February 1st, which I will keep an update, and we'll see if there's any good debates for the GFS and the European models. As we go further, we will also be talking about the increase of snow. And for the last stop, we will be looking at the snow. So this is the GFS model. Again, we will do a debate also between the GFS model and the European model. Without further, let's just go on for the first one. GFS model is showing a few ideas. As you can see, this snow is about to show some slight increase, but nothing too major. As the day progresses on January 31st and February 1st, you can see not much snow is occurring at this time in the Carolinas and also Virginia. And up for the Northeast, it isn't really much as expected. But if we move forward to the European model, this is where things kind of get a little different. As you can see later on, by the time January ends and February continues, you can see that there's not much, but you can see that there is a small amount of snow going on in the eastern parts of Virginia and the eastern parts of North Carolina. Not much snow expected, but we will continue to monitor if there's any sudden changes. But again, this snowstorm could occur in the south, where the southeast is. The snowstorm or cyclone bomb, as I referred to it earlier, could have some potential changes, and we will keep updates as we move on. Anyways, folks, this will conclude with today's video. And as always, if you guys want a new update, all you need to do is like, subscribe, and share this video for more new content. And as always, let's go on to the picture of the day. And here is the picture of the day. So in this picture, you can see that this is a car shown three heart shapes on each window, shaven. It looks pretty nice, and this was viewer submitted, or better yet, it was me who submitted. So this is the picture of the day to show on this video. If you guys want to put pictures and be presented on the picture of the day, which I might include in the next video, you can send them in a link which I will create, and you guys can send your pictures, and you guys will get a chance to get to put on this footage. Anyways, folks, without further ado, have a nice day.